Hello. I'm just going to start off this video by saying that I'm trying to make this as entertaining and as captivating and fun as possible for people who need that. But that is not my intention to entertain anybody or to make this a fun thing. Life has fun in it, but until we start doing things that are necessary, we can't really have actual fun. We can have a bunch of people who please their egos and a bunch of people who thrive to make their own life better while watching other people's lives be hell. The reason that I continuously must teach the word is because although there's the wars and the starvation and the political drama and the lies in the media and all that stuff going on, this is the essential thing that we take with us when we die. Everybody thinks that they understand enlightenment and thinks that they're part of this great awakening. The awakening is happening to everything. It doesn't mean that just one individual. In fact, most of the human beings are not awakening. The planet is awakening to a new thing. The energy is there. People could possibly awake, but instead they're being lulled back to sleep by their needs and wants and people saying, oh, do this. And it resonates with me because it sounds easy and it's what I want to hear. And that's what people are doing. Instead of saying, if we keep doing this and keep going along that path, it's going to end up very negative and the results are not going to be things that people like. So just maybe we should use our brains and not just go with the path of least resistance, because that's what's leading us into a spiral downward into a place we don't want to go. So when I teach words and letters and I break them down, I'm showing you that the way letters and names and words work does everything in this universe. It's the most subtle part. And everybody's looking out there saying, these guys are doing this and these guys are doing that. And I'm like, okay, are you going to stop them? Because if you're not, just making videos and talking about it and complaining about it and making people aware to it isn't going to do anything unless you're saying in those videos, come together with me in person and we'll put these places out of business. Put these places to rest because they need to be stopped. That would be okay. But if you just keep saying there's this going on and there's that going on and there's this going on, oh, there's terror and horror, all you're doing is scaring more people and causing them to be ready for it when it comes. So people are using you to relay their message, especially if you're not going to do anything about it. Me, I am doing as much as I can about it as one person. Right now, I'm in the clutches of the court system, which I don't necessarily, of course, I don't want. People are like, oh, don't worry about that. If you're whatever, be true to yourself. Okay, so let the court come get me, punish me, treat me like some kind of criminal, even though I have children out there that I have not seen in years because I've stood up to the government. And I'm just supposed to, dodge them, yet live in a world that is completely operated and ran by them. I can't just run out in the woods, and I don't want to just run out in the woods. Yes, I built myself a little hut on the edge of the woods, away from electric and Wi-Fi, and I brought myself a big long extension cord out here so I could shoot videos for you guys. But that's the only thing that I have. But it's because it's the only way I can speak to anybody. Nobody comes together in person. I have been saying for over 5 years that people need to come together in person in order to understand this. So what I'm trying to say is the reason that this is literally the thing that we all come here to learn. If we can open our hearts and use our minds and care about the world around us, we'll see that this is obvious. Right now, instead of caring about the world around you, you're wanting the world around you to give you things you care about and things you want. That is the backwards way of living. And we've all been doing that, which is what? Evil. When you live backwards, it's evil. We're all evolving our identified selves. Evil. And we're saying, I want that. Live my best life. Oh, I'm going to live my dream. That's evolving your individual. That's evil. You're taking from others for yourself. Buy at a low price. Mark it up and sell it for a higher price. Ripping people off, AKA, that's what it would be called, ripping people off. That's just business. No, that's evil. Kill a bunch of animals, feed a bunch of people stuff they like, and make money off it. That's not business. That's evil. Serving death is nothing but rotten evil. How can anybody not see that? Just because we've done it for so long doesn't mean it's something we weren't meant to grow out of. Just like all the other things we've grown out of. History says we did this. Yeah, but if it was inhumane, we grew out of it. We stopped doing it. And now there's people holding on to it just to keep each other separated. I'm not saying they know they're holding on to it. It's projected to them, and they just absorb it like a sponge, and that's what they do in the world. If you can't see that going on around you, please open your eyes a little wider, or open them up, period. Some people seem to be walking around with their eyes closed, not seeing what's going on right in front of us. It's disgusting. And because I care, that's why I have to talk about it. I can't just go like, oh, everybody, great universe. Come on, guys, join my crew and smash that like button. Subscribe so you can be part of the tribe. I'm not interested in any of that crap. That's evil. I'm not trying to evolve myself. I'm trying to help this whole thing evolve. I am the most opposite of selfish as anyone can be. I am selfless. The higher self and the highest self are the only selfishness I have. To make this world better, to make this spiritual encompassed universe better. That's what I'm here for. And that's literally what I'm here to do. Now, I'll say one little quick thing, and it may seem weird and goofy, but if you understand that words do mean something, letters actually mean something that create those words. When I say Daniel in the lion's den, Daniel is D-A-N-I-E-L. Denial is D-E-N-I-A-L. So you switch the E and the A. What's the big difference there? A is it meets right here and it stops right here. That's A. E is literally open out that way. The bottom and the top are even. We've moved up to here. So it's saying that on the bottom line, we're moving through. We're literally going from A, B, C, D, and then that little swirl there, or we could have said A, B, C, D, E. So we're actually the first expression, we're completely here and we're moving up to here. And now we're actually at F, we're there. So why I say that is because when we say the word Daniel, we're saying dia or directing to and from. That's a B for you guys. So D or D is a doorway or directing thing, or the doer, because if it's a person, you'd be the one directing, you'd be the one doing, you'd be the doer. That's why I say D-I-A or D-O-E, doer or dia. So you'd be the one directing, then you activate that notion or that kind of shape of an N, and notion, what's happening right here in this lowercase n shape. Now, identified, expressing on that bottom line as an active base, as a lie in the 3D world, okay? Now, when there's denial involved, it's that to or from, bottom line, notion, identified, and you're activating something out there because you want to push away the truth. Literally, Daniel in the lion's den means truth in a den of liars. I happen to be Daniel. And my middle name being Jared, which is not the word, 20 H-E, and then the word, I'm J, which is 10, A, activating, R. The human letter is R because it's 666, F equals familiar. Here in the world, that's where we are. We're not just as we lie, we're doing something. We've formed at F. There, I'll do that for an F. We formed at F. We moved into L. And now we're R. We've moved over here to a, this F is still here. The L is still here. But since we went to an O, now we're actually representing this other side as if we did this. It's not hard to understand because we're in a two-dimensional thing writing our letters. I saw the creation coming into light, breaking out into living light, becoming particles, becoming things that lived, forming letters, and then starting into everything. It wasn't just letters, it was all the symbols, all the numbers, everything. And I saw it. And I didn't just see it, I was it. I experienced it through like living light. So when I say that I've experienced like the lives of bugs and and animals. I'm not joking. I've experienced particles. And like saying that to people as a grown adult who has kids of their own, I know how it sounds. But when I got my psychiatric evaluation and the guy who gave it to me was like, you're one of the smartest people I know. I don't think I have no idea why they would send you to me. And then he told me, keep doing what you're doing. Just don't tell anybody. Then because of that guy not helping me out or testifying in court for me, my kids got taken away because I'm doing the right thing. I'm standing up to the system that keeps us in control. Now, maybe, unfortunately, when I say this, there are a lot of people out there who are a bunch of babies who would speed down the road. If nobody was watching over them, they'd speed down the road in whatever kind of clunky, shitty car they've got. They'd throw their packages everywhere and their wrappers everywhere because they don't know how to clean up after themselves. They'd eat garbage because they don't know how to cook food. They wouldn't know how to grow their own. They don't know how to take care of their houses. So with the government in place, it seems like we have that there just because so many people are babies who can't take care of themselves. Well, if we have communities of people who actually know how to do these individual things, we teach them to others, and we become a place that's self-sufficient within itself and as a group. We do that. It's not hard. I have ideas for everything. Everything that can come up, I have covered. Now just bring up some damn questions and we'll get this shit fixed. Until then, I'm just breaking down letters and numbers because nobody's willing to actually take any action. Making podcasts and putting out videos is not the action that needs to be done. I'm only doing it to reach out to people who actually want to do something in the real world because nobody else wants to come together. One person in 5 years named Konrad Rogus, who is an awesome dude. Check out his channel. It's This Week in Tyranny. Well, it's Konrad Rogus Truth and Law. Awesome guy. He came all the way from Chicago to see me in Erie, Pennsylvania, or to Waterford, Pennsylvania, just to visit me and sit with me for 4 hours. No one does that. That went way out of his way. I can't even get a person next door to come over and hang out and talk. Hang out, more or less learn. And I would listen to them and let them tell me their life story. But beyond it all, their life story doesn't really mean much because they don't know why they're here. Their life story led them to this point. We're at this point in history together as one living humanity. And together at this point in history, the past is not going to make the future unless we keep looking at it and studying it and letting people try to follow that blueprint in all those religious writings and make their revelations come true. They're making them happen. People reading the books and saying, oh, the revelations are coming true. They don't realize that it's because people are making that happen. And they're making it seem so much like it. That's what their job is. Job, I guess you could call it. But before I go too far into that, I get frustrated when I start talking about the government and evil forces that are running all this stuff because I know them. And I know them because I've been them. Out of time, back into this, seeing where they are playing out. And it's not like I remember every moment of every detail. And like I said, I know how to go to do those practices, to go into those deeper places and see stuff. But what's the point? Tell people, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. Look like a freak. And then nobody takes me seriously. And then it happens. And then I feel even like more shit because I did tell people and they didn't do anything. I've told people about people that were going to die before they died and they still didn't listen because they do have willpower. It's just people don't understand that there's 3 levels of willpower. There's the simple one where you can make a choice. Then there's this feeling of there's a system out here that I can make a choice, but I'll get punished. So there's that second level of feeling like you have no willpower. And then there's the most truest level that you're in a body. So what's going to happen is going to happen based on what you do. So there's only a level of I can make a choice, but out here in the physical world, specific things are going to happen based on those choices. And out here in the physical world that has other people making choices that affect mine and try to run mine, now it feels like I have no willpower at all because I'm making choices, having those natural reactions and repercussions, but then having other people cause unnatural repercussions and actions. And we need to eliminate the unnatural things in our world. And that includes most of the businesses, most of the big companies, most of, all of, like the stock markets and all that shit. That is keeping you as stock. It literally is. And people have to see that. I'm not going to go any further into it because, like I said, I get frustrated and fired up when I start talking about that. So until next time, I just want to let you guys know this is why I have to continue, no matter what, to teach the word. because this is what will repair us, because it will open our hearts. And once we care about each other, all this shit we're doing wrong will be obvious enough to stop. So until next time, guys, God bless. Remember, it's in you. I'm just trying to open you up to it. Peace.